New Heights Gaming versus Elevate. One team wants to make it into the grand finals once more and wants to win them this time. Last month, 3-2 for them, a very close match. On the other side, we have a team that needs to beat the new orc curse allegations, and so far so good for them. They made it through the quarterfinals. We're in hot potato. Crow on the left-hand side, already a really good pick when it comes down to a lot of damage. Reek on the right-hand side, he's so strong in that middle, can shut it down completely if the opponents don't decide to just break open the map.
Which I think they probably should. Shade also really dependent on the walls here. Feels like a big commitment. Are we going to see any wall breakers? Because look at the bans. Yeah, I think Colonel Ruffs is very playable here. You could play Griff if you wanted. Lots of different ways that you could do this. I wonder why they're committing so hard on this. They at least have the last pick, so it looks like their plan could be bait New Heights Gaming into picking some wall breakers, and then they punish with their final selection.
Yeah, honestly, I'm kind of a bit confused. Like, I just don't really understand like why the commit is there so heavily from Elevate, considering that the draft can just change the entirety of what they've already established. Melody, love that for them. The Ruffs as well. I think it's just going to be that continuation of the hypercharge, handing it over to the Melody. That's a really dangerous thing. With the Chuck banned out, I think that is such a good strategy, which for New Heights Gaming, I'm feeling really comfortable with. The Ruffs as well can deflate the Shade, can deflate the Rico. Yeah, I'm much preferring what I'm seeing on the left.
I was about to say, let's pick something with a little bit more range, because we have the Ruffs on the left-hand side that is going to try and break open the map. Super good against both the Shade and the Rico, and they're going to go with the Thrower. All three brawlers now rely heavily on those walls. Hopefully for them that the Ruffs doesn't get his super too early. Once again, if they break open the map quickly, the left-hand side roster is going to look a lot stronger in this one.
Well, Ruffs just needs to hold back and play defense this whole time. Or, you know, I think initially he probably should march forward. No reason to use sandbags here, in my opinion. Just to go ahead, get those asteroids landing down, maybe initial positioning on mid. We'll see how it plays out. New Heights Gaming and Elevate, only one of them can go to the grand finals. For New Heights Gaming, it would be a return. For Elevate, it would be a Cinderella story here tonight in SA.
Tufa and Audius looking pretty good in that pinch there. Wesley on the defense, the land these shots, Tufa using his heals off the back of the splash, now connecting with the safe, and this is where Barry can get a ton of value. Nice knockback as well, going to heal himself up continuously, so a bit of a waster there going straight into the eye of Wesley, and going to be punished for it.
It'll be a treat for Prosy. He's a little stronger, a little healthier now, but what is the most successful avenue for him to get a mid? Well, Ready to Foot is threatening to clap him to death. Now he's going on defense. This would be the moment for Prosy to move forward, but RDZ fires back with a super, a laser that gets them positioning on mid. So much has been denied to New Heights Gaming. However, they have not managed to keep them away from the safe. Elevate has yet to crack open the first shield on New Heights Gaming safe, and the same can't be said for New Heights Gaming. Winona has pushed forward so reliably, now threatening to move things down to 50%. It's a pretty good defense there from RDZ and Ray to Foot, but all they've mustered is the control of mid, nothing more.
The connections, they will find as well. Wesley down the mid. Rico has to heal up though. Winona, who's also down as Fortox. Probably recognise him from previous years in the monthly finals. Going in onto the safe now with the hypercharge, but has going to have to wait things out. The safe crack there, quite punished. Didn't get the most amount of value now. The hypercharge of the berry really going hard on the defense, but so much now for making up to do for Elevate. They're just really behind here.
Nicely played also from Ruff, breaking that wall on the left side. Radifit's going to move through. Prosy, he's just determined to get position. Winona gets a hypercharge, now a super. Only one defender. Elevate's home safe has been broken open once more, and look at the damage pouring in. Nothing you can do about that unless you have a stun. They just did not come equipped with the defense for when someone was on their safe. They were all playing around the wall break. And Colonel Ruffs is going to get it eventually. Okay, their method is we want to take down the enemy safe before all of our walls are gone. But it only takes like 2 or 3 Colonel Ruff supers to break the whole thing open, which is not really that long.
Definitely some learnings to Elevate. This set still up for grabs, of course. Right side, Wesley just trying to, again, get that early break. Good slow there from Prosy. Keeping that defense strong. Tarika just trying to find some angles here. There's some big taps there from Wesley mid as well. The Melody getting the damage. The first crack is already there. New Heights Gaming.
Okay, New Heights Gaming, though, looking to exchange, not by, of course, their own desire, but at 77% on their safe so far. Now they're getting some advantage over Elevate with damage on the enemy side. Prosy also has a super. It would be wise to jump on an opponent here to cycle out his Hypercharge, but who's it going to be? Is it going to be RGC on the left side? Oh, you might be able to take down Tufa unless Tufa moves forward. It would be pretty deadly if he and Red Zin combined on the left side. Here it comes, the trade onto the safe. It's been broken wide open. Bit mistimed. Winona would have loved to use the super a little bit later, but the damage is pouring in.
Yeah, Tufa's really got nothing he can do to himself in defense there. Surely New Heights Gaming will seal it as just damage booster of the rough supply drop on the Crow with the Melody. It's just, like I said before, it was the third and final pick from the side of Elevate. It's just so good. I mean, there was such a more roundedness to the ideas that New Heights Gaming to bring into that draft, and just such an overcommitment for me on the side of Elevate, bringing in the Shade, the Rico, all brawlers in a single pick can be just deflated so easily, and just to me a clear out draft from the beginning.
Yeah, weird to commit so hard to the walls when you know those walls are going to go down. A lot of times you see the Colonel Ruffs banned to permit for this kind of thing. The commitment to the walls so early on in the draft. You usually spend an entire draft getting the conditions just right for a single one of these brawlers, and then Elevate decide, actually, we're just going to like throw all three at the issue, see if we can win earlier, but they simply couldn't. New Heights Gaming, I like their composition more. I just agree with you here, Ark. This was better rounded, this is better educated. Also on a team perspective, Elevate, they went for this ill-advised base race at the end, which like anyone can see that's unwinnable, so in their minds, they probably already lost and decided to go for it.
Maybe. I mean, we already saw it coming, kinda. You don't just pick up Rico as your first pick. You don't want your opponents to know that breaking open the map will lose you the entire game. On the left-hand side with that Ruffs, Crow, Melody, they have so much damage. They have the Ruffs to break open the map. Just a better comp, and yeah, we then saw it coming, right? Ruffs is just going to break open the map. They should pick something with a bit more range. They go with Barry last pick. Was that the solution?
No.
To an open map too.
Double down.
They already started the draft here, didn't want to wait for us, unfortunately, but we still get to see the bands here. Charlie Gray and Ruffs on the right-hand side, they went with Crow first pick on Hideout, which is super interesting. He's kind of squishy, he's in a good spot in the meta currently, but we see him a lot more often on Heist, for example, not really on Bounty.
Yeah, but it's South America, Sonny. I mean, if Crow is not banned pick, Crow is that is just the number one in this region.
Where's Juju then?
I mean, let's be honest, it's not really the meta for it, but South America will play it where they can, but even at the moment, it clearly is just that bad. Definitely still here. Gus is open here. Could be a potential opportunity to be able to have on looking towards really New Heights Gaming combined with the Kaze, give her more of a chance to stay standing. So that bell mark really is to lock onto the Kaze, to eradicate the aggressiveness of which she can bring to the table. Some of the more kind of boring brawlers are available here. The bow could be an option here. Maybe again on the more side of New Heights Gaming, but could be an option. Yeah, Gus, yep, I like it. Take it away from the other side of the field, because that pairing with the Kaze is dangerous.
Also with the range, like, you could possibly kill a Kaze early game. She goes for that blue star, and she's fast, but she's not that fast. You can't outrun death sometimes, and if the shots are there, then it could be an early range steal. Piper now for New Heights Gaming, very interesting. Piper, I think, should be a worthy matchup for Bell. I think Bell still wins this matchup, but Piper still has that cheeky gadget that can guarantee you a kill. I think it takes Piper 3 taps to kill a Bell, especially if you're running the star power that gives you a bit more health after you've gotten a single shot. I think another thing worth considering is that Pearl was completely taken out of the playbook here. Same for Jean, because Bell is great into both of them. Probably two things that were considered, especially as defensive options, that had to be thrown out by Sync Pick.
They decided against anything to really enable their Kaze, like a Jae-Young, for example. Gonna go with double sniper, and honestly, they have the better snipers on the map with Pearson Piper.
Well, Piper's my favourite brawler. I'm just still not overly sold on it in the current state of affairs, but let's see if Portux can just continue to pop off with it. His teammates can continue to help support him on that bottom left. Big taps from Radyfoot onto Wesley. Should be out of range, really, but these peer shots do need to land, and now in that spot, it'll be much tougher for Wesley to do so.
Bit of a stalemate now, but Winona, there we go. And that's the gadget we were talking about. It's homemade recipe. It can guarantee a kill if your opponent's low enough on HP. Wesley punishes RDZ for getting too aggressive. Prosy looks for the retreat, but he tried to double dip. Wanted the damage on Tufa at the same time. Should have just gone for the escape. It's fine though. It's not too costly. Elevate had that blue star and 3 stars, but it pales in comparison to the now 11 for New Heights Gaming.
5 stars on top of the Piper, making him a prime target, of course. Let's see whether we can get some Crow utility coming in to be able to really do just that. But so far, nest eggs of the Bell popped at just the right time as well. There's a nice connection there from the homemade recipe too, giving the hypercharge over. And I think very much behind here and struggling to really find anything to say about things. Will the Piper stay standing? Popped.
Not the greatest there. I think that was the last tick of damage. Ooh, look how lit up Ray to Foot is. One more from Wesley would have done it. Walked over that ammunition to recover. Hopefully it was going to go to the right side, but it ended up not doing so. At mid, New Heights Gaming are getting ready for this push on the left side. They've already thrown in that Kaze Super, switched forms for Prosy to attempt to get the kill. All he did was drop Reds in pretty low. He's able to now move over towards Ray to Fit, activates a buffer zone, even pick up a kill. Wesley has tons of firepower to keep Reds in back. This one's in the pocket for New Heights Gaming. A 20-star victory. It just doesn't get more dominant than that.
Yeah, it's not even close. It's just really so one-sided so far in favor of New Heights Gaming. But Elevate, the new roster announcement of today coming in, the South America region, they need to bring more to the battle than this. It's not impossible. I think the draft's just decent. It's not my preferred side of the draft, I think. But I think the Piper has got some weaknesses that they're not really exploiting enough. But so far, Portox on that particular brawler is popping off.
For example, her being weak in close range, it's something that Redzin could take advantage of if he found the opportunity to move in close, and just hasn't been presented with those. I think this is a great Piper pick from New Heights Gaming. Sometimes I hate on the Piper because as fun as she is to watch, she just is weak in close range, gets aggressed too hard. Oh my goodness, that was quite a curve there from Winona. Drops Gus down to 700 HP. He's forced to retreat, but it doesn't really earn anything for New Heights Gaming because they're not intent on playing aggressive. This stronghold on the right side, it's just not worth pushing unless Winona gets a super, pops away, breaks open the walls. Could be Prosy playing a little too aggressive. Ray to Foot would love to wrap around and pinch him, but the opportunity just isn't there.
Yeah, Prosy with the blue star. Got to be a little bit cautious here. Ray to Foot tapped up now. I think better of it. Nice there from Prosy. Lovely fan storm. Ensuring the takedown and now able to heal off the back of that poison. Now that it's gone. And maybe rotate round here potentially. See where they feel to go with this one. Tufa's already getting a lot of nest eggs down for time spent. There's a takedown there. 3 stars in the boot now. Things sway. Oh, as quickly as that though. Wesley turns it back in their favor.
Just what you need from those homing shots, from the ammo recovery of Pierce to get a kill confirm with it. Prosy is going to take quite a bit of damage, would love to get away, but he can't dash. He's stuck in this assassin form, now back into the geisha aspect. Will be able to dash away. It's an aggressive jump from RDZ. Winona easily pops away. That's the counterplay right there. Would have been way better to save that for the final stages, but they just got to go for what they can. Tufa falling on the right side spells doom for Elevate. New Heights Gaming are just in too dominant of a position. With 5 seconds to go, there's a serious deficit that cannot be taken back. The celebration is in here a little early for New Heights Gaming, but they knew that they had this one. 2-0 for New Heights Gaming.
Do we just call it now? Is it this chalked? I mean,
I hope not, man.
We're really seeing so little from Elevate. And I don't think it's out of the question. I think that their quarterfinal performance was pretty strong. But it just feels like they're not even trying, and they're just breezing through these sets.
Gosh, so dominant for New Heights Gaming. It feels like Elevate really aren't there. You see the smile still, though? Am I the only one seeing that? They feel pretty all right about being defeated here. I mean, they got through the quarterfinals. It's already a pretty serious improvement for them.
Gotta stay motivated, so why not smile still? Yeah. Elevate, I think they're playing okay, but their draft just hasn't been it, neither in the previous set nor in this one. We really were a fan of it. Crow first pick, leaving so many snipers all open. Pierce is open, you know? You gotta pick up that brawler at the moment. It's so strong, especially in an open map like Hideout.
Yeah, but I think as well, just that the technical side is just... I mean, you just see how much more New Heights Gaming are prepared on their thumbs. I mean, the Piper jumps away, I think, will just, timed to perfection. A lot of big, heavy taps, and just the draft in itself, I think the Kaze is very underlooked in this region as well. I'm not really sure why. For me, it's still really, really solid as a brawler pickup, but we didn't see it enough. For me, Elevate, they just don't seem like they've prepared, and that was my reservation coming into even the quarterfinals match, to be honest. Like, they hadn't really been putting that much time in the lead up to the monthly final, and now I think it is starting to show.
After last month, Eternal was the team to beat. Now it more and more looks like it might be NHG ready.
Well, okay, look, I feel like a bit of a hater here because I consistently just like say this without really considering the other side of things. I think New Heights Gaming have been offered like underprepared bit of easier opponents compared to say Eternal, who were taken down earlier. Let's not forget that. So I don't really know. I'm still not sold on them. They're going to have to win a grand final to, not that my opinion really matters that much, to sell me on how good their team is. They can at least get a 3-0 here, and that wouldn't be too shabby. Let's talk draft real quick. Elevate, they lead with this BB pickup. I think that's really, really strong. Bull, they global banned it earlier, but to get that as a #1 pick, I feel like it's so high priority that you kind of have to. It's going to offer ample opportunities to counter it, but for Surge to come in as that counter. Kind of interesting. I feel like we're scraping the bottom of the barrel right here because you look at those bans, and it feels like Elevate banned for this BB.
I don't know what to say about the Surge. To be honest, I mean, it's a fun brawler to play, and maybe that's where we're at in this series. Maybe New Heights Gaming are just like, hey, let's make it fun. I don't really like it. I mean, it's not a bad place for it. I think if you're going to play Surge anywhere, this is probably the map for it. Just be able to hide in the bush, to lurk, to be able to get the value, just to, especially the early stages of your stacks when you're looking to earn them. Get a little bit of a, attack from the bush, but like, I just don't really kind of get it.
Yeah, I mean, many of the best BB counters were already banned out with the Chester and the Shelly. I look at that ban from Elevate, so maybe Surge can work out here. Surge himself has many counters though. You have the rough sandbags, you have a Terra with Help Beyond with those shadows coming in, and the roughs is also going to be picked up here. Max is going to be our gem carrier on the right hand side versus Bo in the left. Boz is coming in as well. How do we like that into the BB? He's just going to get knocked back whenever he tries to stun her.
Well, who cares? I mean, you can always, I don't know, like, you can always trick them, like, grapple something near them. You can also have, like, a hypercharge and Spider-Man up the map. I don't think it's, like, that chalk. We'll see Winona at least get it for free, too, but interesting. Let's analyze what the lane matchups are. Yeah, go for the free torpedo on a rate of foot. Doesn't really have anything to do against it. Prosy annihilates that lane on the right side, and while New Heights Gaming have lost a member, look at their positioning. I'm telling you, everyone, the Hard Rock Mine spawn trap is real. It can hurt you. Elevate are learning that lesson the hard way.
I mean, they fed him immediately. That's like the #1 thing playing in Surge is like, don't feed him straight off the bat. And now Pros are going to have a whale of a time. That additional movement, too far. Working through the mid, getting his gems back, and Pros are just going to stay on this BB lane side for sure. It's been popped. Buzz taking care of them on the top left. That's going to put pressure onto Wesley. You can't really go straight down the mid.
That was a funny interaction on the right side. Prosy was hoping that he would be hit by Redzin, but didn't hit him, and so he didn't get any of his ammo back. Had to earn it back the hard way. Prosy is ready with his hypercharge, by the way. It's going to be pretty deadly once he advances into that form. On the left side, Winona's just being treated as super fodder. On the right side, Prosy just, stands still, says, do it, try me, feed me my ammo, gets the kill. We see the aggressive play from Winona, but he ends up coming away with only 4 gems. It's okay for New Heights Gaming. Would have loved to get a couple more, but with their positioning, it's looking pretty promising. The lack of kit for Elevate also could spell defeat for them here. Gem spawns on their side. We'll see Prosy trying to create the buffer zone, knows that he can get taken down. It's a gimme kill for Winona on the left side, but now RDZ comes in totally uncontested. He has to face into a Buzz with a super in order to be taken down, and Buzz didn't even use it that way. Very confusing. It felt like New Heights Gaming had that one, and Elevate had the one. They just threw it away.
And I don't kind of understand the play from Prosy, because like he had a hypercharge, he used super, but like he could just like literally made so much space through the mid. Chance for a reset. Not sure it's going to happen, and it won't. But massive blunders there in that game from New Heights Gaming. I mean, that was really done and dusted. I think a hypercharge to get that additional splash into the mid would have really just damaged everyone, because they were clustered in that mid side. And there was one gem that they realistically needed to get onto countdown, and then it all just went pear-shaped.
You're facing a BB. You have to have the BB counter on the BB at all times. She is that strong. Though they got away with it in the early game. Yeah, I think they know RDZ is on the left side. Winona went for a really aggressive gadget. Now he's going to come out empty-handed. Prosy also surrounded. Doesn't matter. Walks forward, got hit in the middle of his gadget. I feel like with Surge being off meta for so long, people have forgotten the muscle memory that you need to face into that brawler, not proccing his gadget and giving him his ammo back. It's fine, though, because BB is just that strong. She is just her. On the right side, though, with the double stun, all of a sudden, she looks pretty beatable.
I think it's an interesting dynamic, though, to have the Surge with the bow now and the Super Totem now with the widest of radiuses. It just allows the Surge to get right off the mark, and that's really what you need to have if you're going to bring it in. I don't mind it, I just think it's quite a tough ball to make work in the current meta. But it is working well in this particular strategy. Prosy now going to go straight on top of Redson. And now a chance for a Buzz Hypercharge already to get some work done here. Gem spilled, everyone destroyed. And New Heights Gaming just toddling back, not a care in the world, with plenty of time to keep these gems safe and sound.
It's an absolute melee. Prosy also with his hypercharge can shut down this right side. Winona's just going to go for a super because he can afford it. Whoa, hold up. Was that too aggressive? Oh, Redson swinging away at what? The ghost of Jackie Robinson? Nothing that you were going to get there. It's tied up here in the set.
Who's Jackie Robinson?
Huh? He's a prominent baseball player. Days of yore.
This is why I need you here sometimes.
Yeah.
But this is really now a point that Elevate are. It's like a point of no return. Like, it's now all in. You either get a set, remind yourselves that this is doable, or you falter and you just go home in the semi-finals. I mean, this is really all still to play for. It just doesn't feel like they're really trying for it even.
Elevate. Oh, what are we going to do with you? What are you going to do against this Buzz?
Sit on the noise.
They're completely surrounded by this Buzz. Winona seems to just have it unlocked with the torpedoes. Now he knows that it would be great for him to get on the left side, but as long as Prosy can hold things at bay, the Buzz can continue to spawn trap. And look at all the walls he has. Look at Elevate breaking open their own walls. Please, please don't trap us in spawn is what they're saying. Also, they're setting things up for a bit of acquisition of the treat for Raid of Foot, but now they have a hypercharge Buzz. Spawn camping them right now. Make it 1, make it 2. He'll get away with his life. Redson is not fast enough to keep up with him. And New Heights Gaming, oh my gosh, just look fantastic right now.
Oh my word, look at the cycling. This is ridiculous. Winona to go to town on the Buzz, then Prosy coming in with the Surge, and it's just like watching ladder. It's ridiculous. Redson with a chance on the right-hand side to make something of this. He has a hypercharge. He's got to use it now, but can't even close the gap. The knockback is there. Wesley pushes the left-hand side, but with only 1 second left, it's not going to be enough. And New Heights Gaming proceed to the grand finals, but more importantly, look incredibly scary as the team that someone is going to face later on today. That was a breeze.
Speedy match. I guess they got places to be. They're going to be doing something really important between the semifinal and the grand finals, apparently. So if that is in their interest, they're hoping for this next semifinal to go the distance. Wow. What a wipe there, Elevate. Yeah, that's a pretty understandable reaction there. The defeat, they were smiling as they were just one set away from defeat, but actually having that occur is a completely different thing.
And they actually look like they are about to turn things around. They finally locked in, and maybe we get to see a set 4, but New Heights Gaming are just that team today. And maybe the team to beat in all of the region for the next coming months as well. 3-0 in the quarterfinals, 3-0 in the semis, unbeaten so far today.
Yeah, it's a team that coming into today, I have my eye on. I mean, that alongside whoever won the match of SK and Loud, really. And I think Loud and New Heights Gaming could have that grand finals match. We'll absolutely see. I'm not holding my breath or counting my chickens today, of course, in South America. But, I mean, if that's anything to go by, I feel like the grand finals is exactly what we're hoping it will be, because they're just looking so scary. And the drafts are on point. That seem to beat today for me so far. I mean, look at that. I mean, again, going in, self-confessed, was